Hey, it's Heather with Columbus Coffee Festival, and I'm here with Jason at Thunderkiss in his roaster area. And we're going to talk about coffee and more coffee and roasting and coffee. So Jason, what is your first experience, or can you tell me about your first experience with coffee, drinking it, smelling it, what have you?
I think it was probably 5th or 6th grade, just drinking whatever my mom was brewing in the morning, adding cream, sugar, whatever, flavored coffee, grog, and then getting into the Cafe International instant coffees, Cafe Vienna, which is pure sugar, and then just adding a bunch of milk to that. And then I guess my first really good coffee experience was probably high school. We would get, honestly, Starbucks holiday roast or the Christmas roast. It was like a nice dark roast coffee, and it was just nice to mark the holidays with something different.
What prompted you to get into the coffee business, into roasting?
It was just kind of going down the rabbit hole. So I started getting fresh coffee from Yummy 2 and a couple other local roasters in Columbus, and it was like 2009 at the time. And I started getting, I guess, too serious with it, but I was hand grinding and brewing pour over at home, and I was just getting obsessed. And then at the same time, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my career path. The recession was starting, and so I kind of got carried away, and I bought a roaster and stuck it in my garage. And I had it plumbed in by a local HVAC contractor who told me not to tell anybody about it. And then I slowly started adding cafes, just word of mouth. So it was all cafe business, but I was still doing my sales work for scaffolding.
And so what brought you then to your roaster here?
So Ohio Department of Agriculture gave me a cease and desist once they found out I was home roasting in my garage where the cars are parked.
Whoops.
And I had bags of coffee in the basement. You know, that was kind of itchy. And then, so it was time, I guess. They basically just said cease and desist. So my neighbor Gavin Myers was just opening his brewery for North High on Cleveland Avenue, and he told me, hey, go ahead and move your whole business in here without even consulting with his partners. Wow. So I got a forklift, loaded my roaster up into a box truck, moved it into his brewery, and roasted there for several years, and then have just slowly, I outgrew it. It got too crowded in there because they've been growing as well. And then we were fortunate enough to find this building. And so 2 years ago, I quit my scaffolding job and moved the roaster for a second time into this building. And it's been 2 years now.
Where can we find Thunderkiss Coffee?
Well, since the COVID extravaganza, I started selling direct. So you can go to my website, www.thunderkiss.coffee. And if you're a fan of really good cafes and restaurants, lots of local spots in town. You've got Dough Mama, you've got Bexley Coffee Shop, Catalina's Cafes, both locations. And then in markets, you can find my coffee at Wylands Market and Hills Downtown. And I've got some farm stands out in the perimeter of Columbus, so that would be Mosier's Farm Stand in Powell area, and Brandstool Orchards up in Utica, and Blues Creek Meats over in Plain City area.
So in our take-home experience box,
right, yeah.
What type of roasted bean are you going to be providing?
Good question. I'm going to use the holiday roast. It is a crowd pleaser, and so if this is going out to a lot of people, I think it's a coffee that aficionados will appreciate, but then people that also like something that might be darker, add some milk, they're going to love it too. It's paying homage to, when I used to get the Starbucks Christmas roast, and we would enjoy that during the holidays. And so this is a roast that I'm going to be releasing it in the next week or two. The people getting your box will be the first people to actually taste it. And it's a blend of Ethiopian coffee and Colombian coffee. It's a full medium roast right before dark roast. It's great pour over, and it's great as drip, and it's also good with milk and sugar.
We want to thank you for being a part of the Columbus Coffee Festival this year, and we're hoping to have you back at the real in-person festival next year.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.